Our main purpose is to enhance preparedness of sectors, countries, and systems in Africa to face and contend with emerging health challenges facing the continent of Africa. We introduce, or we are projecting the One Earth paradigm, understanding that man cannot live in isolation of his environment, and projecting the link between human health, animal health, plant health, and their shared environment. And when we talk about environment, you know climate change is very important. So we're also actively involved in the impact of climate change on the health sector and developing adaptation strategies to reduce the impact or the effect of climate change on the health sector, especially in Africa. We are a think tank, we are an NGO working basically in the health sector in different African countries. Our headquarters is in Nigeria, but we have offices in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, and we have another office in the United States of America. The impact of climate change on health in Africa is huge. Number one, this is because a lot of countries in Africa still depend on nature, rainfall, agriculture, and things like that. About 80% of agriculture produce in Africa is rain-fed. So anything that affects nature, anything that affects the rain, anything that affects temperature affects directly the health of human beings in Africa. Number two is because our health sector is still relatively fragile compared to other continents. So any kind of emergency, health emergency, literally collapse the health system in Africa. So there's always an urgent need to continue to build capacity of health workers to prepare for emergencies, health emergencies on the continent. Presently, in the present national determined contribution, the issue of health is not given priority in most countries. And this is one of the issues we are trying to push presently, because countries will be producing another NDC next year. So one of the activities we are doing presently as an organization is to work with other relevant organizations and stakeholders to make sure that the health sector is mainstreamed in the NDC of most countries in Africa next year. To me, the most interesting idea is, number one, to know that the impact of climate change on health is huge and you cannot just hide it. Like I said, health is everything. Once your health is disturbed, every other thing is secondary. Number two is there is need for financial support in the issue of climate change, developing adaptation strategies to address the impact of climate change, not just in Africa, but all over the world. And number three, there is need for us to mainstream climate change in climate change and health, especially the health sectors, in climate adaptation strategies and in the nationally determined contribution of countries, not just in Africa, in all over the world. Because health issue is not an African issue, it's a global issue that affects every country on the surface of the earth. Yes, we are optimistic, and that is why we are doing what we are doing. That is why we are doing advocacy. That is why we are doing capacity building. That is why we are talking with governments. That's why we are talking with non-government actors. We are talking to everybody to see the importance of health as a major issue and as a major sector that should be included in climate change indices. I believe next year a lot of issues are coming around, not just in Africa. The World Health Organization had a big program during COP25 to discuss the issue of health and climate change. And the whole of other organizations in Europe and US are seeing the huge importance of mainstreaming health into climate change adaptation. So I believe the voice is generating, and people are beginning to see the impacts of climate change on the health sector.